Hey everyone, this is Two Souls, and we are here with Souls from the Struggle, episode 2. Today's guest is going to be Cele0n L, the international hip hop artist. Stay tuned for the rest of the show.
Ready, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Hey everybody, here's Two Souls right here, bringing you an interview with Cele0n. Are you there?
What's going on, people? Two Souls, how you doing? Appreciate you having me on.
Hey, thank you. Yes. I'm glad that you were able to make it, and even though we're doing a Zoom, but still, I wanted to bring everybody to up to date on who you are, what you do, and who are you basically. So, first off, I just wanted to thank you though for being here and making the time for me to be on my show, and I appreciate it. So, I just wanted to ask you, who are you? Like, what inspired you to be where you're at right now?
So pretty much, I'm a producer, engineer, hip hop artist, graphic designer, a little bit a man of many hats. I dibble dabble a little bit in everything.
All right. And how was it that like how was it for you when you were growing up? Like where did you grow up at?
Actually, I got a pretty diverse background. I'm originally from Berlin, Germany. I
Oh,
grew up in Germany
really?
pretty much. Yeah, I grew up in Germany from birth all the way to the age of 11, and then I moved to Kansas City, Missouri, hence the Kansas City hat. So I had a pretty unique background, being like the only black guy pretty much in a predominantly white community. But
Yeah, definitely.
it was pretty cool though. I enjoyed it, learned a lot. It's pretty dope.
Wow. So is it good to say that maybe was it in Germany that you started like getting into the hip hop era and then hip hop music and stuff like that?
Oh, definitely. Music. I always gravitated towards music naturally, but I would have to say definitely in the '80s. Listening to Run DMC, the Fat Boys, Courage Blow, all the old
Oh,
school
yes,
artists,
yes, yes.
NWA. I was
Oh,
naturally
that's
tuned
right.
into it. So yeah, I definitely picked it up when I was in Germany.
Wow. So they were listening to all that over there too, huh? That's what I grew
Oh
up
yeah,
listening to.
yeah. Especially right now, it's crazy. Like even now, the hip hop element is so much stronger overseas than it is in the States right now.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
dope. Yeah, so when you were growing up, who was your inspiration? Who did you want to like be like? Like who did you like want to sing like and rap like and stuff like that?
Let me see. I mean, I was a big Michael Jackson fan, like pretty much everybody growing up in the '80s, right?
All right.
Big influence, but I think I really wanted to get into music when I heard Snoop come out. When I heard the Chronic, when I came back, when I moved to Kansas City, that's when I got introduced to the West Coast hip hop.
Oh,
You know what I mean? And that
yeah.
that kind of changed the whole narrative for me. When I heard
Mm-hmm.
Snoop about the Dog Pound and all of that.
Damn, that's right. That's right. And so, who was like your role model when you were a kid? Did you grow up with your parents?
I grew up with my mom's, single mother, but I had my grandparents. So my grandparents were really prominent in my life. And I think like having them there as a foundation kind of molded me to the man I am today. So definitely my grandparents coming up.
Oh, that's right. That's right. And did you get into any mischief while you were little? Anything you remember that you're like, oh no, what did I get myself into?
I definitely got into a lot of things, not so much in Germany, but when I moved to Kansas City, I definitely hit the streets a little bit.
Some Kansas boys, huh?
Yeah, but with the Missouri side, it was the Missouri
Uh-oh.
side, but yeah, same thing.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So I know that oh yeah, I wanted to tell you too. I wanted to congratulate you for having your song what is it, Days and Confused on the GhettoBusters soundtrack.
Yes, yes, I definitely
Yeah.
appreciate it. And it wouldn't have been possible without you. So I definitely appreciate you linking that up for real. And then,
Yeah, that's amazing. I was really happy when I heard about it, and I was just like, wow, like this is awesome, because now everybody's like in tune with it, and watching the series, get to hear your song in the background play. So that's awesome.
crazy because like I told you, that song "Days is Confused," right? So I'm a writer as well. I write R&B music as well. And Dazed and Confused, that song is literally like over a year old. You know, I put down the hook and I recorded my verse, and I was looking for the right female to collaborate with me. Sent it out to many different women that was willing that wanted to get on the track with me, but
Yeah.
no luck. It wasn't until I hooked up with Lizelle,
Yeah,
and
she
she
has
just
a
brought it to
real
life,
good
man.
voice.
She brought
Yeah.
it to life.
Yeah. Yeah. That collaboration is really nice. Her voice is in tune with yours. It collaborates really well. Yeah, I like it.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
So what's it like right now? Like what's it like for you as far as your goals? Like what are you working on?
My goal is to, just take our brand to the top, and just for everybody
Um,
on my team to achieve success. We all
yes,
hardworking, blue collars, grinding every day and all day, and still pursuing our dreams. So just trying to get somebody to bust that door open for us.
exactly. Exactly. I had seen a video on your Instagram when you had announced that you were leaving the paper and going to cell phone notes. I was like, what? You're finally up with the technology world, huh?
Yeah. That's you did your homework. You did your homework. Yeah, I mean, I'm old school, so it
Yeah.
always started with the pen and pad, and then naturally, just I kind of it depends on the song too, right? So if it's a really in-depth type of song, then I will sit down and actually take my time to write. But for the most part, everything is done via voice memos. As I'm driving to work,
Oh,
I'll be freestyling pretty much until I get the right the right cadence down, the right
yeah.
lyrics, and I just go back and keep recording it. And now I use my keep notes as well, and it helps me out a lot.
Yeah, that's right. That's dope.
Yep.
What made you make that decision? Because I mean, you said you were old school writing down and having it in your head and stuff like that. What made you do that all of a sudden?
Honestly, I don't know if it was anything specific. I just knew I had it on my phone, and I just started using it. And then once I
Yeah.
once I started using it, I said, oh shit, okay, now I see why everybody's doing it, because it makes it a whole lot easier. Because sometimes you won't have a pen on you, so
That's
you
so
pick up your
true.
phone.
That's so true. Yeah, that's exactly how I feel like when I write poems. Sometimes I don't have anything to write with, so I just grab my phone and start recording it on the
Oh,
I
that's
have
dope.
a notepad on there too. So I start just talking right into the phone and it starts writing it down for me.
Now,
That's right.
now, what do you do with your poems? Do you do them just as a hobby, or you actually publish them as well?
No, I've never actually published them. I mean, I've been always wanting to have somebody sing them because that's what I've been wanting to have them, like, someone
Okay.
rap them for me. I try to do
Hey,
it myself, but I'm not a rapper.
hey, that's dope. It's a lot of money behind that too, behind songwriting. A lot of them
Yeah.
pitches,
All right. I'll show them to
definitely.
you. Yeah, I'll show them to you. So like what was the first song that you ever sang? Like what was it where you were like, wow, like this like this feeling right here I'm getting is like awesome, being on stage or being in front of the public.
Like for me, or just like
It's like
music I
you,
grew
like
up
when
on.
you start singing like your first song, like because where were you at when you started rapping your first rap? Like what were you? Did you do like
Okay.
some kind of
So
show?
my first song was actually called Crossing Novas. It was part of a compilation album. It starts in the middle. It was put out in 1999 by Hellbound Records. It featured Killer Tay on the album. Pretty dope little independent project. That was the first song that I actually recorded, got in the studio, performed, and all of that. But now that I look back, it's not really something that I'm proud of.
Oh, okay,
I mean,
okay.
it was cool for that era, but it's not
Yeah.
nowhere near who I am today. You
All
know?
right. Yeah. Well, sometimes it's like that's what we do. We do things and then we later on when we get wiser, we're like, wow, you know what? I could have done this, I could have done that, or could have just changed it up a bit or
Definitely,
something. You know,
definitely, definitely.
have more
'Cause
wisdom
I
now, more
definitely, I
knowledge.
definitely changed. Like I changed my style up. I'm gonna say my style, but just my model pretty much, right? I don't really curse in any of my raps anymore. Once I had a
Oh,
daughter, I had my kids and everything, I kind of
yeah.
changed it up because my thing was I want my kids to be able to listen to my music at any time without having to filter everything out. You know what I mean? So I still kick dope lyrics, I believe, without
Uh,
having to use profanity. But that's just my preference. I don't have anybody else do that. That's just what I
yeah.
do. Yeah.
So what kind of hip hop style would you refer that to be?
I don't know, but I have a pretty big Bay Area West Coast type of influence. My favorite rapper is E40. Um, and with E40, Devin the Dude, Tech 9. So I grew up listening to a lot of different music, and it all kind of embodies in my sound. If you listen to it, none of my music is really the same because I let the beat influence the way that I write and deliver the message.
Oh, okay, okay. Wow. E40s, that's pretty dope.
Yeah, that's one of my goals right there is to get a verse with E40.
Yeah, man. All right. And so right now with the building bridges you said you wanted to do and you've been working on a volume, was it volume 2 now? Or
Yes, I have volume 2 now in production mode where I'm still mixing a few tracks and whatnot. But building bridges is pretty much it's a way of life. You know what I mean? I'm pretty big on building solid relationships. I don't look at monetary gains. I look at the end goal, right? Long-term relationships that'll last 10 plus years. You know what I mean? And we
yes,
can just all
definitely.
help each other out. You know, I have people in Germany. I've just built a bridge in Argentina. You know what I mean? So it's all about putting out quality product with like-minded individuals and just helping each other out. You know, so that's my whole building bridges mindset.
Yeah, and definitely was it I think it was volume 1. Not too sure if that's the one that I had seen. I don't even know how we ended up meeting. How did I find you on Instagram or how whatever have you, but once I saw this one video on YouTube, I think it was when I saw the whole collaboration of like everybody from like Britain to like Germany, and you had like
Oh
everybody, just all these different people from all around the world, and that just like threw me off. Like I was like, wow, like this is amazing.
yeah.
Just to have like the unity and everybody just come together and out there together singing and stuff like that. Like that rap was dope. Yeah, I loved it.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That's actually like I feel like one of my biggest accomplishments. It's been a dream of mine to always like bring everybody together. And the song that we're talking about is called Hip Hop. And it's literally, it features, I want to say maybe it's 10 or 11 of us on this track from the States to Australia, to New Zealand, to Germany, to India. Everybody
Wow.
came through and blessed me with their verses without even charging me. You know what I mean? The crazy part
Wow.
was I
That's
reached
dope.
out to a couple artists in the States, and they were trying to charge me. Everybody overseas just willingly gave me their verses. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a different mindset over there, but yeah, definitely one of my proudest accomplishments. So
Wow. That's amazing. Yeah, you'd be amazed, when there's a lot of people that they say like your friends don't want to support you, but strangers that are strangers support you more than
yes,
your own friends and your own family for some reason. I have no idea why that happens, but it does, you know. And then any if it's even if it's just one supporter that we got, like we got to remember and pay attention to that person.
definitely,
They're no less
definitely,
than a 10,000 followers. Even if it's just one, it's still amazing. It's just a blessing to have that one supporter.
definitely. I always say it's quality over quantity. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I kind of stopped chasing like the Instagram followers and all of that. I said, man, I'm gonna focus on the crew that I have that do support me, that do share my
Yeah.
content. You know, and that's what I'm gonna focus on. I feel like everybody else will kind of, you know, fall in at some point or whatever. But it's all about taking care of those that's been there from day one.
Yeah, exactly.
Definitely, definitely.
Wow. And are you so you write, and you say you write and then you also produce music for others, or like, because I think I saw that there was others that sing but you're not in it, right? Or
Yeah. So when I say produce, I'm talking about more of like, directing,
yeah.
directing the songs and everything. I mean, I can make beats as well. It's been a long time, but that's not really what I do right now. Right now, I'm just more like the director of
Uh-huh.
the entire product. But I do write, I do rap, uh, I do sing a little bit. I don't really call it singing, more like holding a note. You know what I mean? When need be. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's pretty much it. Just bring everything together.
What do you love the most doing out of like all the titles that you just mentioned that you do? What do you do the most that you enjoy the most?
I enjoy mixing the songs. You know what I mean? Like bringing everything together. It's a lot of work, but when you get that final product and you see where it started at, it's like, damn, like, it's
Yeah.
dope. My thing is, I make music for myself first. Something that I can listen to in my car.
Oh,
If I
okay.
like it, I feel
There
like
you go.
everybody else will probably like it too.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. You're like, is this gonna be able to bump in my ride?
Exactly, you know what I mean? If it's whack in my car, then I don't want nobody else to hear it.
Exactly. Man, that's amazing. And then you just have a baby? I thought I saw a picture of you and your wife with a baby, little
Oh no,
baby.
no, no. I don't. I do have two children, 13 and 8. So
Oh, okay,
no,
okay.
no new babies, no new babies.
Maybe that was an old was it Thursday? What's it called? Throwback Thursday picture.
Yeah, it probably was. Birthdays passed or whatnot.
So your kids are teenagers?
Well, yeah, I have one teenager and one 8-year-old wild child.
Wild child. Are they boys or girls?
I have both, boy and girl.
Oh, boy and a girl.
My, my,
Okay.
my oldest is a girl, youngest boy.
Yeah. And do they love what you do? What do they say about that?
Yeah, I think they it's kind of rubbing off on them a little bit. My daughter is very, very creative. She's real. She's into art, and my son is definitely like he already said he's gonna take over the business. He's gonna change it up. He's
Wow.
already
Look
on
at
it.
him.
He's already been featured on one of our songs and everything, doing a little intro part. Yeah, he's all
Is he
for it,
the
definitely.
youngest one or the oldest? Which one's the
The
oldest?
youngest.
Oh, he's the youngest?
Yeah,
And
he's the youngest.
he's already with that mindset. That's amazing. That's awesome.
Yeah, we had him in the studio when he was like what 6 years old. I want to say he jumped on the mic and everything. Like
Oh,
he's a
wow.
natural. Yeah, he's a natural.
So what song did you say you guys featured him on?
He's on the intro of Breezing. It's a Like Mine song, and he's right there at the beginning. Yeah,
All right, I'm gonna have to check that out.
definitely, definitely.
Yeah, that's right. So what else let's see what else I was gonna ask you. Um so being the fact that you're doing this building the bridges and all that, I know that if mostly I think it's all English, right? Did you also like have other people with other languages going there? I don't remember. Like little bits
Oh
and
yeah,
pieces.
definitely. So I definitely have my German people's on there. I have a pretty solid connection over there, being that I'm from Germany. From 16 and 19, I actually had moved back and lived there for a little bit. And that's kind of when Like Mine actually was birthed and took off when I went back to Germany. Like it came
Oh,
full circle. Yep.
wow.
So I definitely have some people on there from Germany, Australia, things of that nature.
What do they sing in their language?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. So my German peoples, they chopping it up in German. I got some solid guys out there. They really dope, like really, really dope.
I gotta listen to that. I never
Yeah.
heard any German rap music. Now, what about you? Do you speak the language?
I do. I'm a little rusty on it. I understand it without a problem. I do speak it a little bit. Just
Yeah.
just a little rusty on it. Yeah.
Wow. All right.
Be
Well,
my first language, but then when I moved to America, I kind of lost it a little bit.
oh, okay. Yeah. Well, because you were out in Kansas City for a while, you said, right?
Yeah, yeah.
After that, man. And then you have a clothing line too, right?
Yep, like mine's apparel. So this is actually one of my custom designs, proactive versus reactive, which is pretty much a mindset. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, any and everything like mine's pretty much.
So would you be do you know how to like freestyle on your own if I was to ask you to do something for me right now?
Ooh, put me on
Put
the
you on the
spot,
spot.
huh? I can't freestyle, not so much acapella. I mean, it's more so with a nice little beat behind me. You know what I mean?
Oh man, I should have had a beat ready.
Yeah, yeah, for real.
uh, and so where can we find all your music at?
So right now, you can follow me on Instagram, hiphop dot Cele0n _ like mine. I have my link tree link in there, and it literally takes you to everything that I've done from videos to all my music.
All right, that's good.
Definitely follow me on Instagram. I'm not really big on Facebook anymore. I do have a Facebook account, but I don't really be on it like that. So Instagram be the best way to get a hold of me. hey, I'm down to collaborate with any and everybody as long as they're not whack. You know what I mean? But
You got
yeah,
to give it a test
let's
run.
connect. Let's create some dope music. Definitely,
You
I'm
got to
down
give
for
them
that.
a test run, right? So you have some new music coming up, right? I think on February the 15th. Knuckle up.
Yeah. So the 15th, we have one of my brothers from like minds, Dwight M. Broke, is dropping his new single called Knuckle Up.
Mm.
So yeah, I might have another one coming up too around that same time frame. It's a collaboration with one of my German partners called Promise. I don't know exactly when it's gonna drop, but it's a pretty dope track.
And this song called Minding My Own, you sang it, sang it, and some guy named, what is it, Match Funk?
Yeah. So Minding My Own. This was a collaboration, a new bridge that was built with a dope ass I don't know if I can cuss. Apologize,
Yeah,
but
you can.
with with a dope producer out of Argentina, Mashi Funk. I mean, this cat is pretty dope, amazing. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
what I do every now and then, I'll stroll through YouTube and Instagram, and when I find somebody that's pretty dope, I reach out to them. I have no problem with that. I mean, the worst thing is you gonna tell me no. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
reached out to him, and he was with it like right from the jump. Sent me the beat. I did my thing, sent it right back, and here we go. Now we forged a pretty solid relationship. We got
Oh,
few new tracks in the works. I'm actually working on one for him right now.
oh, okay. And
Yeah,
then I saw that you're working with someone named I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's ESKEL.
yeah,
Or
that's the homie XL.
is he
Homie
from
XL
Australia?
out of he out of Australia, out of Brisbane.
Yeah, I saw
Actually,
his
he
video.
originally he's originally from New Zealand, but he lives in Brisbane, Australia. And once again, another solid cat who I who I came across from one of my favorite producers, Beats Low Key, who's also out of Australia, who actually got me back into music. And so it's one of his partners. I saw him on his Instagram, reached out, hey yo, you dope. Sent him a track. He sent me a hook back and shit. We got I think 3 tracks together now.
Wow, yeah, that's fire. I was listening to it earlier with the ones that you sent me too. I think one of them, I think is it the Celebrate, or no, not Celebrate, All I Need,
Yes,
or which one?
yes. He's on Celebrate. He did the hook on that one. That's how we started. I had the hook already done. Sent him the idea. He killed the hook for me, and from Celebrate, we ended up doing Keep It Solid. So Keep It Solid, produced by Chaotic Beats, an original beat from the homie out of the Kansas City area. So he produced that track, and we did the single and we did a video collaboration as well, which was kind of crazy because he did all his parts in Australia, and I did mine out here in Tacoma.
And then you guys just and put them together. Damn,
Yeah,
really?
yeah.
Wow. See, that's what social media is all about. You could be all the way on the other
Hey,
side of the country.
yo, I'm telling you,
Made that work.
that's probably the best thing about the social media area is it's really easy to collaborate with people from all parts of the world. You know.
Yeah, that's dope.
Definitely.
So if it wasn't for music that you'd be into right now, what would you have been? What would be like a career that you would have been into that you would have stuck with if it would have been for music?
That's that's a pretty good question. I never even really thought about that. You know, I mean, honestly, I don't know what I'd be doing. Probably just focus more on my main job because I do have a regular job. You know, so I'm kind of juggling my hobby and my regular job. So I'll probably just
Oh,
be focused
okay.
on work.
Yeah. All right. And then you got the full support of your wife with what you do.
Yeah, well, I'm kind of going through a divorce right now.
Oh.
Yeah, it's all good though. It's all good. We still in a good communication. You know, I mean, you have to co-parent, right? So
Yeah, exactly. That's the important part because you still have the kids, so you got to
definitely,
be civil.
definitely. You
Yeah.
know, like I always say too, I have nothing to gain out of screwing over the mother of my children. I don't want my children
Yeah,
to hate me when they grow up. You know,
exactly.
exactly.
So are you planning to have you ever like had any other songs come out in any like movies or anything, or like how what the one that Dazed and Confused came out in?
No, this is actually the first TV series placement. You know, so I once again I thank you for making this happen. I didn't think it was going to even happen. You know, because I feel like like a closed off industry. You have to know people. You
Yeah,
know what I
yeah,
mean? So shout out to you and Victor Moan and everybody from the Ghetto Busters cast and crew. Like,
yeah,
and I
definitely.
can see that you guys have a really solid foundation as well, which kind of reminds me of my Like Mind foundation.
Hmm.
And we're gonna support it. As you see, we'll share the content. I'll share it. My guys will share it. That's how we operate.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, no, I'm happy about that too. Like I said, everybody wins here, and there's no,
Oh yeah,
there's no
yeah,
like,
definitely.
oh, I don't want you, or get out of here, I'm making it bigger than you, or stuff like that. Like it's better like to just help each other out. And the motto is, like I help you, you help me, and support those who support you. And I think I
Exactly.
saw a
Like
hashtag that you have like that too, support the homies.
support the
Or
homies. I mean, I'm not gonna say I'm the originator, but I'm definitely one that's running with that and
yeah.
actually embodying that. You know what I mean? Because I'm real big on that. The way I look at it, your success is my success. You know what I mean? If my homie's doing good, yo, that's an accomplishment for me as well. Because if you my partner, then I should be happy for you. I should have jealousy and envy built up. You know what I mean? Not same thing with music, right? A lot of times people record these songs, and if they're getting outshined by artists, they'll take that
Yeah.
person off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, hell no, I want you to outdo me. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, I want the dopest fucking song. I don't want no mediocre verses. You know what I mean? So yeah, that jealousy is definitely not nowhere near anything that we do or how we operate. It's truly about support. Anybody that has done any kind of business dealings with us, they know that. We truly support those that rock with us.
That's right. That's right. Wow. Well, I'm really glad, that you guys are doing that. You guys are doing well, and you have a good unit, and people around you that are, positive and stuff like that are making it go up. You know what I'm saying? So everybody could get in on it too. And even I wanted to thank you for, coming on here and actually also telling me that, to help you out with some interlude.
Yeah,
That's
definitely,
awesome.
definitely, definitely. I just
That
gotta write it. I just gotta write that skit and then I'll send it to you. But yeah,
yeah,
definitely.
yeah.
I'm all about bringing people into my world. You know what I mean? And
That's
I'm all
amazing.
for
Yeah,
that.
thank you. No, I
Yeah,
appreciate that. That's dope.
no
So
problem.
I was gonna ask you, what did you like when you were like trying to get into the music business? Did you have any struggles that you were dealing with that you found it difficult to get to the top to where
I
like
think
you?
the biggest struggle for me was just learning how to balance life. The day to day versus and my hobby, sort of say, right? Um, 'Cause I started in '99, and then I ended up joining the military, and I had a brief break. I focused more on my career. I was focused on my daughter at the time. Then I got out. I went to recording school, and after recording school, I kind of picked it up again for a couple of years, and then I ended up just putting it back to the wayside. You know what I mean? Like I didn't have the right people around me, so I lost motivation a little bit. And then it wasn't until I moved to Germany, the people that worked with me, come to find out, my guy Ralph G, one of the dopest R&B singers coming up. Shout out Ralph G. We all worked in the same spot. You know what I mean? I heard him sing. I was like, oh shit, I got to bring my equipment back out. You know what I mean? Like this cat is way too talented, and he wasn't doing nothing at the time. Neither we just focused on working. And then I shout out to Scotty B as well for linking us all up. All my original Like Minds members, Scotty B, Ralph G, Nas, Frey the rapper. But just that balance, you know what I mean? Because we still have to perform. You still gotta
Yeah,
go to work every day. You still gotta take care of the kids. You still gotta, at that time I was still being a husband. You know what I mean? So you gotta
yeah,
still deal with that aspect. So you juggling pretty much three different aspects of it. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And even now it's still a struggle because my day to day takes up so much of my time, and I have so many do outs when it comes to this music stuff. You know what I mean? I fall behind a little bit.
yeah, yeah. I could just imagine. That's a lot to do. A lot of things to do and so little time, right?
Yeah. I'm telling you, there's not enough time in the day. I get up like 3 o'clock, 3 to 4 every morning. Just so I can get my workout in and everything else. You know what I mean? Because you don't have that
Yeah,
much time.
yeah, exactly. So, do you have any like any words of wisdom that you can share to someone that would be watching this right now that maybe is inspired by what you've done and what you've done in your life, and also like how you've been around with other people and how you've been lifting them up? What would you say to them
Okay.
to get them
Oh,
going?
definitely, definitely. The biggest thing that I can say is, right, follow your dreams. Don't let nobody tell you when and where and when to pursue them. You know what I mean? I had many people tell me, hey, you shouldn't be focusing on that right now. You should be focusing on your career.
Hmm.
And had I done that, I wouldn't be sitting there right now. You know what I mean? I wouldn't have had my partners that's doing really well right now, you know, if I wouldn't have followed my heart and pursued my dream. So don't let nobody tell you too old. Who cares if you're 30, 40 years old? You know what I'm saying? If you still got it, hey, by all means, pursue that.
That's
You know,
right.
especially right now in the social media area, you know, jump on it, embrace it,
Exactly.
and grind, 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 and don't close doors. You know what I mean? And don't be afraid to build relationships. You know, I've talked to a lot of the younger cats, and their mindset is a little different. You know what I mean? They're more concerned about followers or monetary gains, more looking at the now rather than looking at the future. You know what I mean? A
Oh,
lot of times you close these doors by telling somebody, I ain't working with you because you don't have X amount of followers. You know what I mean? But
oh,
you don't
yeah,
know
yeah.
what that person does on the side. You don't know the influence that person has. You know what I
Uh-huh.
mean? So yeah, don't close your doors and just continue to grind. Take care of your team.
Yeah, definitely. And be 100. Because it's
Yeah.
very hard to find people that are really, the real ones. You know what I'm saying? There's always going to be low key people, trying to like wish you the worst, and they're like
Oh yeah, definitely,
the closest
definitely,
enemy, the
definitely.
closest friend, but they're enemies. So that's one thing that I've noticed. A lot of people think that they have all these supporters, but the real reality is half of them are probably wishing them like the worst. They're so
They really accurate.
envious of people. They're so
Yep.
envious of someone coming up in the world, or doing their thing. And sometimes it's better to be quiet and not say exactly where you're at right now and what you're planning on doing, because then they just squash that bubble. you know
It's funny you say that because that's actually one of my New Year's resolutions. I was like, you know what? I need to stop telling everything that I do. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna just execute
yeah,
and then prior release, put the information out. You know what I mean? So
exactly.
I definitely agree with that. Because there's a lot of
Yeah,
people that watching your moves low key, you know, and don't
yeah.
want to like your post or share your post with your ill will on you.
Yeah, that is so true. Yeah, so just gotta be weary about people like that.
Definitely, definitely.
Yeah. Well, I just wanted to tell you thank you for coming. We'll go ahead and close off the interview. And I just want to tell everybody that's watching to make sure that you follow him. And I'll be posting on the YouTube all the links to the Instagram, so that way people could follow you. And I think you have the clothing line is separate, right? The Instagram,
Yeah,
is it
it's under
separate?
my link tree as well. I just got to update the store on there, but you can find my clothing line on the link tree as well.
Yeah. And all your music, Spotify, every platform is listed on there as well, right?
Definitely, definitely. And you know, like I said too, anything that you need from myself or my team, y'all got it. You know what I mean? Like we all about it, and it's not so much about how much. You know, we a lot of times we don't even charge. It's more like, hey, let's help each other out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Well, thank you. Appreciate it, Cele0n. Thank you for your
Ain't no
time.
problem.
And so, is there anything you want to say before we leave? That's it.
Hey, make sure y'all go support this podcast. You know what I'm saying? Soul from Struggle, correct?
Two Souls from the Struggle,
Two
and
Souls
it's
from
on
Struggle. There you go.
YouTube. Yeah, on YouTube.
Hey, make sure y'all support that. And hey, if you haven't done so already, make sure y'all go stream GhettoBusters. You know what I'm saying? It's hilarious.
Yeah, it is hilarious. I already seen the whole
Uh,
series. I was binge watching. All right, Cele0n. Well, thank you for your time, and let me go ahead and just close off the interview here. Thank you guys for watching Souls from the Struggle today. Second episode that we did. This one was with Cele0n. Thank you, Cele0n, for being our guest today. And what I take from this is that life isn't easy. It is hard when you want to follow your dreams, but it is way worth it. So once again, this is Two Souls signing out. Stay tuned for the next episode, episode 3, coming at you next couple of weeks. And peace.